finally done it. We're here trying to save the damn world. We've got to do it. No one else is going to do it. It's up to us to bring the vision back into the heart of the world. We're not very many people. We never will be very many people. At any point in history, there's always going to be more dumb people than smart people. It's just the way it works. So the smart people have to try to wisen the dumb people up and keep them from doing anything so calamitous that we all suffer from it. It's simple business. When Clinton starts bombing Yugoslavia because he's trying to teach them humanity, they're using the wrong weapon. You don't teach somebody humanity by dropping bombs on them and killing them. I know a way that we can change the course of the world right now by flying over Belgrade and dropping about $3,000 worth of acid spray. For 1,000 years. It doesn't make a difference as evil force which side you're on. Whether you're for abortion or against abortion, whether you're Kosovan or an Albanian, it doesn't make any difference. The evil force wants to match you against each other. The evil force wants you to get angry and feel self-righteous and get so angry that you're like O.J. Simpson. You can't do anything but begin to slice and hack. Last year in the United States, there were 9,000 people murdered by guns. In England, there were 28. There were 28. This is embarrassing. And a guy on BBC says, well, how do you explain this with the stuff at Woodstock and burning all that stuff? Pissed me off. I said, we're working as hard as we can for as long as we can to bring the only message that there is, and it's the same message it's always been. It's love, folks. It's love, folks. You've got to accept it. You've got to feel it. You've got to look in the eyes and appreciate the other person. You've got to fill your heart with such love that you know you're going on a true path. People who are talking about justice and mercy have got it backwards. If you just hang and burned and carried the guy, you can't be merciful to him without he didn't care. You got to be merciful first. It's the first thing. It's the light that guides us. Everything that rises out of that light, you can trust it. All the other stuff, the flesh, the burgers, the Gap, all that stuff, that's just a way of enslaving you between bars of flesh and mercantile. Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. Remain free. Remain free, and the best way to remain free is to love them.
Yes!
Holy prayer, you gotta love them. New juniors, you gotta love them. That's the battle. That's the battle that's been going on for 1,000 years, but it started and changed in 1960. In the 60s, something happened. We call it meatball. Somehow, something happened that had to do with grace. You don't make grace happen. We can't dance around up here and make it happen. But we can learn some things about it. Grace happens just like shit. And the people who dig it when it comes by, who can smell it, are the rich people. They know, hey, that's beautiful. That's graceful. Going through the British Museum, when you see that thing called the sweet track, which has been there 6,000 years, this little track of wood going across the bog, you're looking at it there, you think, 6,000 to 8,000 years ago, people walked across this thing to keep from walking in the bog. Those people, the revolutionaries, we're still trying to rise out of the bog and help each other above this morass of flesh that we found ourselves stuck in. If you're going to be a good Christian, you got to be a good Buddhist. It takes you to make a much better Christian out of it. It teaches you when not to think like Charles Bronson or Clint Eastwood and begin to get self-righteous and do things in the name of God and country and everything else that will sell this year. You remain free of it by loving it. You remain free of the hooks of the evil people by loving them. They can't figure it out. So, let's see it close with the great national anthem for the hippies around the world. And as Garcia said, the 60s ain't over till the fat lady gets high. It's as simple as that. It's a choice between the bullet or the joint. I've never seen anybody hurt in the joint. who are killing each other right and left in America with bullets. If you get caught with a gun in America, they take you, send you home, and give you back the gun. Get caught with a joint, they put you in jail and use the joint as evidence. There's two forces working here, and our job is to be sweet to each other as much as we can. Remember the great words of those two great revolutionaries. Be excellent to each other.